welcome back to another week talking all about friendship. My name's Grace and we're going to play a game together. So first, before we play it, go and find something green, this colour, and something red. I'll give you an example of what I've got. I've got a green pear and I've got a red circle. So go and find something green and red and race back here, and I will see you to play a game in just a few seconds. Ready, steady, go and find something! Have you found something green and something red? Brilliant, you have, well done. So put them somewhere important or hold them in your hand for just a second while I explain our game. Now today we are going to be talking all about how friends encourage one another. And encouragement is a really tricky word. It means telling someone that they're doing a really good job, saying kind words to somebody. That's encouragement, okay? So our game is all about encouraging. I've got a cup here, and in my cup I've got lots of different things that you could say to a friend. And I'm going to pull one out, and if you think it's an encouraging thing to say, you can hold up your thing that's green. If you think it's not an encouraging thing to say, you can hold up your thing that's red. If you haven't found something red or green, you could do thumbs up and thumbs down, couldn't you? Are you ready? Should we give it a go? Let's have a look in my cup. Is it going to be encouraging or not encouraging? That's rubbish. Who said that to a friend? Would that be encouraging or not encouraging? Which one? Oh, I don't think it's very encouraging, is it? Right, let's have a look. What comes next? I can do that better than you. Oh, is that encouraging? Or is it not encouraging? I can do that better than you. I don't think it's very encouraging, is it? Oh dear, we haven't had very many kind words. Let's have a look in my cup. What's it going to be? That's amazing! Is that encouraging or not encouraging? What do you think? If someone did something and you said, that's amazing, I think it would be really encouraging. Right, let's have a look. What's next? You're a great friend. What do you think? Is it not encouraging or is it encouraging? I think it's encouraging. You are very good at this game. Right, we've only got two left. Let's have a look. Boring. Is that an encouraging thing to say or not an encouraging thing to say? I don't think it's very encouraging, is it? Oh, I wouldn't like it if someone said that to me. Last one, what's it going to be? You're great at that. If you said that to someone, do you think it would be encouraging or not encouraging? I think it would be encouraging. Very good. So have a think about all those different things that we've just heard in that game. Think about how they were encouraging or not encouraging, and we're going to have a listen to our story, have a dance to some of our songs and listen to our memory verse, and then I will be back for a challenge for you. See you in a second. Bye-bye.
Duck, Haley, you've got this. Yes! You ever notice with games like this, there's never really a winner. There just seems to be one big loser. That's how I feel with most games. It doesn't seem to matter how much I practice, I can't ever seem to win. It's true with everything. Badminton, lawn bowling, frisbee golf. It can be kind of discouraging. I need a little cheering up, which is where friendship comes in. Friendship is using your words and actions to show others you care. Sometimes it helps to have friends around to kind of be like cheerleaders. Come on, Haley, hit that birdie over the net all the way to Camp Birdie. You've got this, Haley. Concentrate. Concentrate. Okay. Yeah! Woo! I knew you could do it. Woo! A little encouragement goes a long way. And in today's story, you'll learn about two guys whose friendship was built on encouragement.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19.
For many years, God's people were ruled by kings who refused to listen to God. So God sent prophets to speak His words. One was a man named Elijah.
I serve the Lord.
Elijah did amazing things through God's power, like calling for rain after 3 years of drought and bringing a dead boy back to life. But being a prophet was a lonely, difficult life. After the evil queen Jezebel threatened his life, Elijah fled to Mount Horeb.
God, I've been committed to you, but the people have turned their backs on me. I am the only prophet left.
God already had an answer to Elijah's pleas. A friend.
Go back the way you came. Anoint Elisha from Abel-Meholah as the next prophet after you.
So Elijah tightened his belt and set out along the road. When he finally reached the town, he noticed several young men plowing with a dozen pair of oxen. And in the very last field, he noticed one of the young men struggling to keep his oxen in line.
Get up there, Ham. Move along, Burger.
God, is that Elisha? He's just a small town kid. What does he have? Does he have what it takes to be a prophet?
But God had chosen Elisha, so Elijah tramped through the muddy field to greet the young man.
Elisha.
Elisha blinked in surprise when he saw the prophet.
Whoa, Burger.
Elijah marched right up to Elisha and threw his very own cloak over the young man's shoulders. It was a sign that God had chosen Elisha to be Elijah's assistant.
Me? You're choosing me?
Elijah turned and walked away. Elisha dropped the reins and ran after.
Wait, just let me say goodbye to my family. Then I'll come with you.
Go right ahead. I'm not making you do anything.
Yes, sir.
Right then and there, Elisha broke apart his plow and used the wooden pieces to start a fire. He cooked a meal and called all his family and friends over to share it with him.
I'm leaving to travel with Elijah. Goodbye, everyone.
Then Elisha set out on the road beside Elijah.
I don't really know how to be a prophet, or even a prophet's assistant.
That's okay. You'll learn.
So over the years, Elisha followed Elijah everywhere as a close companion and good friend, and he watched and listened intently as Elijah spoke God's words to powerful kings and did incredible things. One day, Elisha and Elijah left the town of Gilgal on the way to Bethel, and they both knew that God was about to do something very breathtaking. God was going to take Elijah up to heaven.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Bethel.
Elisha wasn't about to leave his friend to go it alone.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
At Bethel, the same thing happened.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Jericho.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
It happened once again in Jericho.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to the Jordan River.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
You do realize you're repeating yourself.
Together, Elisha and Elijah reached the banks of the Jordan River. The waters flowed dark and deep. Elijah removed his coat and rolled it up. And then he struck the river. Immediately, the waters parted to the right and left. Elisha and Elijah walked across the river on dry ground. They reached the opposite bank.
Tell me, what can I do for you before I'm taken away?
Elisha didn't want to lose his friend and mentor, Elijah, but he'd learned many things in the last few years.
Please, give me a double share of the Spirit God has given you.
Only the Lord can do that. But if you see me when I'm taken away, that means you will receive what you've asked for.
Elisha nodded, and the two men walked on in silence. Suddenly, a wild wind whipped up, and a chariot and horses appeared, blazing with fire.
Elijah.
The flaming chariot flew down right between the two men. It caught up Elijah and carried him up to heaven, driven by a strong wind.
Elijah, you are like a father to me.
Elisha stared into the sky until the last breath of wind and the final hint of flame were gone. Then in great sorrow, he tore his own clothes.
My best friend is gone.
Glancing down at the ground, he saw Elijah's coat. Carefully, he picked it up.
I wonder.
Elisha hurried back to the bank of the Jordan River. Again, the water flowed hard and fast. On the opposite bank, a group of prophets from Jericho watched.
Look, there's Elisha. But where's Elijah?
Across the river, Elisha twisted up Elijah's coat. He called out in a loud voice,
Where is the power of the Lord? Where is the power of the God of Elijah?
Then Elisha struck the water just as Elijah had done. And just like what happened before, the waters parted to the right and left. The prophets from Jericho stared in amazement as Elisha crossed the river on dry land.
The Spirit God gave to Elijah has been given to Elisha.
It was true. Elisha had been faithful to follow and learn from Elijah for many years, and now God's Spirit was with Elisha just as it had been with his friend.
One way to be a good friend is to just be there when they need you. Look at today's story. Elisha was there for Elijah right to the very end. And even after he died, Elijah's spirit was with Elisha. Now, I don't know exactly how Elijah's spirit was with Elijah, but it sounds pretty cool. Jesus said God would send a friend to always be there for us. The Holy Spirit is the ultimate friend. He gives you wisdom when you're confused, strength when you're feeling weak, and encouragement when you need it the most. That's the kind of friend we should be. You can cheer your friend on when they play sports, or even if they have an audition, or a hard test. You can give someone a shoulder to cry on when they've had a rough day or when something sad happens. Sometimes it's best not to say anything and to just be there for your friend. Just think of how you'd like someone to encourage you if you felt that way. So here's the one thing to remember today. Friends encourage one another. Encouragement may not make problems go away or make people any better at games, but it can remind them that they're loved and that they're not alone. And sometimes that's enough. So, you are gonna be so good at this! Woo! Bye!
Jesus, you have been so faithful. Jesus, you have been so true. I will be forever thankful, 'cause I never had a friend like you. Help me to be who you've been to me, to everyone I see. Let us love one another with a love like no other yet. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you were with darkest valley. You're with me on the mountaintop. I'm thankful that you never leave me, and that your love will never stop. Help me to be who you've been to me, to everyone I see. Let us love one another with a love like no other yet. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love is always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. I wanna thank you for being a friend who's always by my side. I wanna thank you for the way you love me all my life. I wanna thank you for being a friend who's always by my side. I wanna thank you for the way you love me all my life. Love one another with a love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love is always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God.
Hello everyone, I am here with your memory verse for this month. Are you ready? This week we've been thinking all about encouraging, haven't we? And our memory verse talks about a friend being there at all times. And my friend sent me something encouraging this week. It says, I wish I could give you a big one of these, and it's a hug. And she wrote me a letter on the back. Isn't that encouraging? That's amazing. So here is our memory verse. Here we go. A friend loves at all times. They are there to help when trouble comes. And that is from Proverbs 17 verse 17. Should we see if we can say it together? A friend loves at all times. They are there to help when trouble comes. Now, I love that story of two friends encouraging each other, but it's a little bit confusing, isn't it? Because their names are so similar. So I've got some friends with me to help us remember. This is Elijah. And Elijah was over here, and he was okay, but he was a little bit lonely. Now, this is when Elisha came. Can you see the two of them? And they spent time together. And Elisha encouraged Elijah. And Elijah encouraged Elisha. And they were really good friends, because friends encourage one another. They tell each other good things, don't they? And this week, my challenge to you is, can you be like Elijah and Elisha? And can you say something encouraging to a friend? So have a think about your friends and have a think about the things they are good at. And could you this week tell one of your friends what they're really good at? You could say, hey, you're really great at football. You're really brilliant at drawing. You're a great friend to me. You listen so well. And you could tell them all the things they're good at, just like Elijah and Elisha. Very good. I'm going to pop these down here. And we're going to ask God to help us encourage our friends. So you can close your eyes if you'd like, and you can put your hands together, or you can pop them like this. And we're going to ask God to help us. Here we go. Dear Lord, I thank you for friends, and I thank you that they can be so encouraging to us. They make us feel so good when they say lovely things to us. And I pray you help us to be that sort of friend, the same sort of friend as Elijah and Elisha. This week, Would you help us to tell our friends just what they're good at and encourage them? Thank you, God, that you love us so much. And we're going to say a great big splash. Amen. Fantastic. Have a brilliant, brilliant week, and we will see you next week for our last session in this series. Have a lovely, encouraging week, and I will see you next week. Bye.